Okay, we're live. We are live on Instagram and TikTok. We're doubling up. So I'm just going to talk to you today about confidence. And it's something that we can all gain from. Everybody needs a little bit of confidence, even the most confident among us. And nice to see you, Michelle. So I'm just going to dive in here. And I've got my notes, so bear with me. I want this to be interactive this time. I'm going to be doing these lives every day. This is part of my challenge to step out of my comfort zone and push my boundaries a little bit further. Saying hello, hello, hello. So here we go. What are we talking about? We're talking about confidence. But before we even get to the confidence, we've got to really tune into what it is that we want to be confident in. So diving straight in here, number one, and if you can take any notes, that would be amazing. There's going to be some exercises. There's going to be 3 exercises to be completely clear. This is a simple live. It'll be 20 minutes long. If I tap the 20 minutes, here we go. I'll turn that up. Right, here we go. So number one, what is that thing that keeps on coming up in your life that you might not be honoring? And we've all got something. We might have a handful of things. In my life, I was a musician. I mean, I wasn't doing that. I was just going with the flow. And I kept on feeling this overwhelming desire to share the knowledge that I'd learned over the last 15, 20 years. Self-development, consciousness, spirituality, meditation, self-talk, all of this stuff. But I was in a heavy metal band and no one cared about that sort of stuff. And nobody even talked about anxiety and panic attacks and all of this stuff. And my own journey of overcoming alcoholism, panic attacks, depression, anxiety, which was a daily struggle for me, became my story. So I overcame these things through lots of different practices, tips and tools. I've got some kind of hair on my face that's getting in the way. This is part of it. You know, normally, if you weren't very confident, you'd have some hair dangling down and you'd be thinking about this hair while you're talking. When we tune into ourselves, into our true selves, we can be 100% transparent. We can break down this fourth wall and just share. Because at the end of the day, who cares? Nobody cares. And the more honest we are, in this day and age, I think it connects more. People feel it more when we're being honest and we're not trying to pull the wool over someone's eyes and we're not trying to, be something that we're not. We're just being 100% transparent. So let me know before we really get into this, where you are, and tell me where in the world you are. Just comment in the chat box below and just say your name and where you are. And if you're watching this live, say live. And if you're watching the replay, say replay. I really want this to be an interactive experience and not just me yapping away. So thanks for joining. We're talking about confidence. We're talking about belief. And we're going to pull up that thing that keeps on coming up and we might be suppressing and pushing aside. Why? Because if we don't, dreams, thoughts buried alive never die. I'm going to be repeating this phrase over and over again because it really does not leave you. And I've experienced this in my life many a times when I've not honored that thing that keeps on coming up and I've gone, no. And it keeps on coming up and I've gone, no, not ready. And then it keeps on coming up. And one day it'll just take you out. It'll grab you. It could even manifest in dis-ease in the body. Sadia from Pakistan, the second life for me. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you for sharing. Do say where you are. This is part of this process. We can sit here and we can hide behind our screens, but even just making that one step to say, this is my name, this is where I am, it breaks that barrier between us. It means we're actually having a conversation. So I'm in Kuwait, amazing. Love you. Keep it coming, keep it sharing, share where you are, share who you are. And then this really is a conversation. So back to it. Number one, that thing that keeps on coming up. I couldn't push it down anymore. And it came through me and I felt compelled to start writing. So I just started writing, unfiltered, didn't care who was going to see it. I just started writing. And this turned into like a manual, then into kind of a book. And then I put the book on the shelf to create a YouTube channel because I thought this might be helpful for some people. And then people started commenting back going, oh, it's really helpful. And I thought, well, this is working. So it kind of kept on going, Ninja, okay. It kept on, unless that's a place I don't know, or is that your name? Ninja's with us. You know, I honored it. And through this process, I realized this was important work. People were enjoying this and people were getting over their anxiety, their panic attacks. I've helped people stop drinking, manage drinking, get through divorces, get promotions, build up confidence, scale their business. It doesn't really matter what the issue is. You've just got to come up and go, this is the thing that I need to work on. And then you find someone like me, and there's plenty of us to help you, go through this conversation and elevate you to the next step. So here's the deal. This is all about getting from A to B, whatever your B may be. So we've all got something. Mine was coaching. I lent into it. I did it. I put music on the shelf and now I'm bringing back music into my life so I can feel this balance. My mother, who has brought up 3 kids and worked all her life, she wanted to learn Italian. It kept on, I always wanted to learn Italian. Oh, I can't learn Italian. I want to learn Italian. Oh no, where would I even, wanted to learn Italian. And this is what we do. So she's 100 days in, she's learning Italian. Well done, mother. What is your thing? I want you to tell me right now, comment below, what is your thing? What is that one thing that you are honoring or you really want to honor? And look, there's only us here. No one cares. We're not blasting this on the news. Just share that thing. Big Queen, she's back for number 2. Here we go. What is that thing? We're talking about pulling up that thing that we really want to be honoring. We might not be quite honoring it. It might be a habit we want to change. It might be something that we just really want to do in life and experience. What is that thing? Comment it in the chat box. And that is your official first step of saying, okay, this is something that I actually want to do. So I've got my notes and I really want to stick to this. So I'm going to give you an exercise. And the first exercise is part of a bigger exercise. And get this in the notes on your phone or a pen and paper, if you remember what a pen and paper is. And the first step here is to write down one thing that you want to be, one thing that you want to do, and one thing that you want to have in this lifetime, in this incarnation of life, in this experience. If you've just joined in, say live, if you're watching live, and if you're watching the replay, say I'm watching the replay, say your name, where you're from, live or replay. This is an interactive thing. So lovely to see all you people, you amazing, amazing people. I'm going to keep going. So exercise 1, do this with me, do it in your mind, but ideally write it down. And we're going to follow on from this. So one thing that you want to be before you die, before you leave this earth, one thing you want to do and one thing you want to have. Now, if any of these things are coming up, and they're this is what happens sometimes when you're going live and you're just talking. If they're coming up multiple times, that's the word I was looking for, then you know you're onto something. If these things are coming up, you've got to be able to pull them up and look at them and go, okay, can I actually fit this in my life? Can I honor this thing? I used to do karate, jiu-jitsu to be real, I'm jumbling. I used to do jiu-jitsu when I was a kid and I used to always think about it. It used to always come up. And then one day I was like, hang on a sec, how long am I going to keep listening to myself going, oh, jiu-jitsu, oh, jiu-jitsu. So I had the conversation with myself. I sat down And I said to myself, jiu-jitsu, what's the deal? What's the deal with jiu-jitsu? Why does this keep on going around in my head? I did it as a kid. I'm not doing it now. Do I want to do it? I closed my eyes for about 10 seconds and I realized, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to fight anyone. I know it's self-defense and it's really good for that. But if I get whacked in the face, I don't know. It's just not something I want to do. So I was like, why does it keep on coming up? And I realized that I actually want to do this later on in life, just not right now. But later on in life, I really think I want to come back full circle. So having this conversation was amazing. It took all of 15, 20 seconds tops. And I felt this release. It left me like, okay, we're done. We'll stop bothering you. And it was really powerful. It made me realize what else is going on up here. Just over and over again, round and round and round. And we just go, no. So this is your exercise. Be, do, and have. What is one thing you want to be, one thing you want to do, one thing you want to have? Write that down now. I'll give you all of 10 seconds. You can do it later, but just at least write down the exercise. And I'm going to move on. I've got my big green pen so I don't miss anything. Number two. Okay, number two. This is a big one. Are you ready? Are you sat down? Are you strapped in? Here we go. Number two is believe in yourself. I know that sounds a little bit fluffy, but this is probably one of the biggest things you could ever talk about, ever. Self-belief. Some of us have got it naturally. Some of us were brought up with parents going, you're amazing. You can do anything you want. Like, you've got this, which is amazing. I know I sound a bit sarcastic there, but honestly, that is what a gift. I watched a documentary recently. What was it called? The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I don't know if you've seen it. It was really interesting. And he was kind of dissing the people that were brought up saying, oh, you can do anything because it builds these entitled people who think they can do anything and everything that, can just come to them. But I've met many people that have that self-belief from a young age and things do happen to them. Things do come to them. They do well. They are incredibly lucky because they believe they're lucky and they believe that good things are going to happen. And there's some absolute merit in that. Those of us who are negative and pessimistic, have you ever noticed that the negative and pessimistic people in your life, or you might be one of those people yourself, but probably not if you're watching this channel, you will manifest that. All right, let's not use words like manifest if that's too You will attract that. You will get that. That will happen. And it's the same for positivity and optimism. Yeah, not all the time. Let's be real. But if you are optimistic and you believe in yourself, then you might start to notice that other people start to believe in you too. I believe in myself. Can you tell? I don't care if I mess up my words. I don't care if I stumble or I have a pause and I'm like, I don't really know what I'm talking about. Just give me a minute. Because I believe in myself because of it's happening now. I believe because of the people I've taught and I've seen the results. So I have the confidence to know that what I'm saying is real and it works, and it's worked in my life too. So look, number two is all about believing in yourself. No one is going to believe in you before you believe in you. That's actually not true, because I had a client once and she didn't believe in herself. And I said to her, and she was suicidal. And I said to her, can you believe that I believe in you? If you can believe that I believe in you, then that's a great start. And if you believe that I believe in you, and that's all, and you keep working through this, then you might start to notice that you'll start to believe in yourself too. And she did, and she's doing amazing. She got back to me recently, and she's quit a job and she's created a new job, and she's doing art and crafts and all these things and honoring herself. And I'm just like, yeah, it works. So number 2 is believe in yourself. Look, you got one life. No one's going to do this stuff for you. Just start to believe in yourself. Dr. Thompson, oi, oi. This is a man that believes in himself. He doesn't need anyone to tell him he's amazing. He is amazing because he naturally oozes confidence. And these are the people that I started to, I don't like to say attract, because the people that aren't into the hippie stuff go a bit like, I started to meet, right, these types of people in my life when I started to believe in me. Coincidence? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. Who cares? I noticed when I started to honor this and do, really work on myself, I started to meet these people like Dr. Thompson, who checks in the post, he says. And it's true, like attracts like. It works both ways. If you're negative and pessimistic, you will find you are surrounded by negative and pessimistic people. If you're optimistic, even if you're faking it till you make it, you will start to notice you attract more optimistic and positive people. If you have 2 pianos, Instagram and TikTok, if you have a piano here and a piano here and you press middle C, the middle C here will vibrate. This is the scientific proof that, like attracts like. It's a law of vibration. So when it comes to self-belief, nobody, apart from someone like me who might come along and say, I believe in you, is going to pull you out of this. You've got one life. So the way I like to do this is imagine, and this is slightly pessimistic, but I like to imagine that the world's going to go tits up in 2025, right? Just a little thought experiment. Imagine if it's all going in 2025 and you have from now till then to set yourself up to lean into your dreams, to be the best version of yourself. I know I sound like one of those motivational speakers, but I guess that's what I'm doing. So I'll own it, right? Imagine you have a time limit. This helps you stop floating through life thinking that things are going to happen. Sometimes things happen, but mostly they don't unless you do the good work. So number 1 is pull up that thing that you need to work on. Exercise 1 was, what did we have? One thing, be, do, and have. What's that thing? You got 3 things there. If they're all joined up into one thing, amazing. Number 2 is self-belief. No one's going to start believing in you. You've got to start believing in you first. So what do we have for the exercise here? Right, exercise here is every day in May, I want you and also you to start saying to yourself, from yourself, I love you, thank you. Just in the mind. I wake up in the morning and I have this, I'll do this. I'll kind of wait. I woke up like this morning. Like that. You know how you're like a robot. It's like, who am I? What am I doing? What's the day? What have I got to do? All of that stuff. Before I allow myself to think about any of that stuff, I repeat to myself in mind, I love you, thank you. I love you, thank you. I love you, thank you. And what am I saying there? I'm basically just saying, before I think about all the bullshit, before I think about all the great things, before I think about the world and what everyone thinks about the world and all the whatever, I'm tuning into myself and I'm saying love and gratitude. I'm putting myself in a state of love and gratitude as a default setting. And if you do this every single day, when you wake up, ideally before you go to sleep as well, you will, as an anchor point at the start of your day and at the end of your day, no matter what you've been through in life, we've all been through stuff. Everybody loves to tell the story. We've all been through stuff. We've all got something that someone else would go, oh, Jesus, that's, oof. So love is the law. I'm telling you, Dr. Thompson knows how it is. Love is the law. There's so many songs written about love. There's a reason for that. Because love is the law. And if we tune into that law, if we tune into that vibration as a default setting before all the stuff takes us over, you might just find that you attract more love. And that could look like something to be proud of, something to be more optimistic about, something to be happy about, a partner, good news, whatever. So this is task number 2. This is a real simple mission, but if you do this every day without fail as a non-negotiable, you will find that your life is profoundly better and easier and more effortless. I know it's a bold statement, but I wrote the word smile on my ceiling when I was a teenager, when I was going through it all, and I was, that face all the time. I didn't know who I was and what was happening. And this smile was my anchor. It was like a command to myself. Every morning, wake up. It hurt to smile. I didn't want to smile. I had plenty of things to smile about. Let's face it, I was, brought up in a lovely family, everyone struggles, but everything was okay. And we all just go through stuff. And this smile was a command. Smile, 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 smile. And look what's happening now. I'm on the internet telling people to smile. So who knows? So that's number 2. Exercise number 2, I love you, thank you. And say it for 10 seconds. Say it for, then that's the end of my 20 minutes. I'm not quite finished though. Give me 3 minutes, 5 minutes tops. So number 2 is tune in, to code yourself for what you do want rather than what you don't want. So many of us on these live, I'm just saying hello again, amazing. So many of us wake up and we just allow ourselves to go down the rabbit hole, down the spiral of doom, into the fear and into all of it. So this is your way of going, nah, I'm the boss, I'm the CEO, I'm the manager of this. So therefore, I'm the one that decides where we start this day. And we're going to start this day in love and gratitude. And that's how it is, all right? I'm saying this to myself. I'm not pointing fingers at you guys. So that's number 2. Number 3, here we go. Confidence. We're all trying to get it, but it's within us. And this is where everyone goes wrong, that's trying to get it. How do I get confidence? It's within you. You've already got it. Spoiler alert, you've already got it. You've just got to access it. You've just got to allow it. So there was a time when I'd think about doing lives and it'd be like, I'm not doing that. No way. How could I talk constantly for 25 minutes every day? Or I did 30 minutes, I did 40-minute one. No way. It's just too overwhelming. That's the future thinking squashing my present self, going, no, come on, dude, that's just too overwhelming. Confidence comes from doing. We get this, imposter syndrome. Who am I to talk? Who cares? Just do. Less talk, more rock. Just do. Just show up and do. And you might find out that you surprise yourself. You might find out that you did it and you go, oh, okay, I think I can do this. So whatever it is, maybe you want a promotion, maybe you want to tell that person that thing, maybe you want to create something, maybe you want to, did I have some notes on this? No, I didn't. Maybe whatever it is for you, just lean into that thing. So it's within you. Yeah, where do you want more confidence? Here's your exercise. Excuse me in my notes. What are you going to do about it? This was my thing. I wanted to jump on here and do lives because it was out of my comfort zone and I thought I could reach more people and connect and have this experience. So if you just joined, say your name, say where you're from so we can have this conversation. And if you're watching this live, say live. And if you're watching the replay, say replay. I really want this to be an interactive thing. And if you want to talk to me as well directly, just DM me and we'll have this conversation. But what you're going to do about it is your third exercise. Figure out what that thing is and then just write down. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just telling you to write down what you should do. If you do it, that's whatever it is, that's up to you. I don't want to be pushing you and making you feel uncomfortable. Send my love to the type. I'm back in England. Thailand is the past. I'm going back there again, but right now I'm back in England. This is what we've got to do. It's all about having that conversation and pulling it up, honoring it, having a word with it, and going, okay, let's do it. So what are you going to do? Comment below what it is that you're going to do to get you from here to here, from A to B, whatever B is to you. What's that one thing that you've got to do? So this is me in real time doing that thing. I've committed to 4 lives this week. This is 2 of 4. I'm enjoying it. I don't feel scared or uncomfortable because I've learned to transmute fear into excitement. It's the same when you like playing live as a musician, you naturally get a bit nervous and you go, oh, and you get into this fear state. And if you can just realize that fear and confidence are really part of the same channel. It's almost like fear is confidence without the breath. So remember, it's all one channel. You've got all this within you, and it's up to you to decide what the outcome is. Confidence comes from experience. So whatever it is that you want confidence in, just start leaning into it. And before you know it, if you keep leaning into it, you'll find naturally you become confident. And if you're not confident, maybe you've just got to do a bit of work. Maybe you need to lean in something or work with someone, hire a coach. So, if not me, someone else. So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about finding out what that thing is that you really want to do, believing in yourself because nobody's gonna until you do, and then having the confidence just to show up and give it a go. That's it. That's my notes. I did it. I think that was just over 20 minutes. If you do want to take this to the next step, then there's something absolutely amazing that you can do. It's an investment into yourself. I'm not going to lie. It will be one of the greatest things that you've ever done in your life. I know that's a bold thing to say, but I'm saying it. And how do I know that? Because I did it myself. I created it myself. And I've seen the results in myself and other people that have done this journey. So I created a big transformation course with absolutely everything I could possibly think of that I've learned along the way, 15, 20 years of experience and study. We're talking about habits, confidence, boundaries, morning routines, mapping out your life, auto-suggestion, meditation, healing, qigong, yoga, learning how to say no, just all of these things that when you walk through this process and you take these steps, you start to realize that you become what it is that you want it to be. And this was such a powerful thing, such an amazing transformation in my life that I took over a year out of my life to create this so I could give it back to other people. So if you, I'm telling my wife 2 minutes, if you're on the last one, I was here doing exactly the same thing. My wife just kind of comes to the window like this. So I'm wrapping this up and I'm going to put the link in here if you want to follow that link and check it out. So that's Instagram. Check me out, multitasking. Spoke too soon because I can't find it on the TikTok. Where is it? Where are you? How are you guys chatting? How are you doing it? I can't figure it out. All right, I can't figure it out on TikTok, but it's in the bio. So check out that link, invest into yourself. Let this year be the best year that you've ever had because you're honoring yourself and you're taking yourself to the next level. I love you dearly. I believe in you because you're here, you're watching this. Let me know again where you are, what your name is, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. Let's stay connected. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mike, Tracy, and Tom, Dr. Thompson, and everyone else that I've missed. I love you dearly. Check that link out. Invest into yourself. Keep smiling. I love you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. And I'll see you soon. And I'm going to do this a lot more smoother than I did it yesterday. Peace, Insta. And TikTok. I'll see you on the other side. I'll see you tomorrow if you're going to be around. Much love. Oh.